Day 365 of rain. Check it out, still not making it up. It's totally sunny. We've got shadows and a nice little shower here. It's super humid, all the windows have fogged up again. What a summer. Good morning, 12:11, we're gonna wrap up. So I don't even know what I filmed the random rainstorm clip today. I was on the phone today about 4 hours. I did about 4 hours of email. Yes, somehow it took me 4 hours today to reply to the overnight emails. Did a bunch of online research to the tune of about 3 hours on window tint. I looked at a screen today pretty much the whole day. It drove me nuts. Then I wanted to get outside. I wanted to do something. I later regretted it. I walked outside, it was 94 degrees, equal humidity, totally sweat through my shirt. I got eaten alive by mosquitoes. It was very uncomfortable. But I started a small home project. These are the two lights that live outside of the sunroom. They're in atrocious condition. The paint is just flaking off of them. They're original to the sunroom, which was an addition in about 2001 or 2002, something like that. They're very inexpensive, cheap lights, I can tell. They're small. They have good bulbs in them. I'm going to salvage that. The rest of it's trash. So we got new ones. A lot bigger, totally different style, kind of a lantern style with a nice rippled glass, a nice little hook on top. Just from Lowe's. They're not anything real fancy, but they're a big improvement to what's there. So I removed these two lights, which are just held in with these Phillips screws, and then comes off this little plate which goes on the siding. See how it's got the indent, the cutout there for the aluminum siding, and that's it. Then there's just a piece of Romex sticking out of the house. There's no electrical box. Totally against code. Whoever built that room did not follow code at all. Code would indicate that there has to be an electrical grade electrical box mounted into the exterior wall, that the Romex line, the power line, the 110 volts comes into and terminates, and that you mount the light to. Well, none of that is there. It's literally the plywood wall with a hole in it with a piece of Romex electrical wire sticking out through the siding, and then this thing just machine screwed into the wall. Not even machine screwed. Look, this is what's holding the light onto the wall. It is a flathead or 1/4 inch hex, 1.5 inch long self-tapping wood screw. Great. Yeah, right? So that's what I'm dealing with. So I've had to completely modify these covers that go on to support the lights. So they came with these brackets. The new lights have 2 holes in the back of that bracket. They're going to slide on here. The screws were way too long. There's little nuts that go on there once you put the light on. So I had to cut off about 3/4 of an inch with the Dremel of those screws, and thankfully the nuts still thread. Usually when you cut a threaded rod like that, then the nuts don't want to thread back on, but they do. I mounted those on here, cut the holes, got them leveled. The old light wasn't even straight on this bracket, so I had to move that around and level it. And they're different brackets. Everything was just so half-assed. So these are going to be the two. There's huge holes in the back. You can see that the tolerance there is way off. I'm way in the bottom left bound of that, in that quartile, but it's going to work. I'm going to get it figured out tomorrow. We're going to have to mount these back on the house, run the electrical through here. I'm going to have to drill another hole over here, I'm now seeing, unless I run it through that. And it sucks, you know, when whoever built that room just decided we're not going to follow code, we're just going to bullshit the hell out of it, and in 5 minutes just bolt them up there on the house, and now it's a huge problem 15 years down the road when you want to go and replace those lights. And you're supposed to be able to put see these slots at any angle inside an electrical box. And it came with the nuts, and those 2 screws, those machine screws right there, would be used in probably one of these slots or those slots to mount this bracket into a box that is toe-nailed onto a stud inside of the wall. That would be code, but that was too much to ask for from those builders. So it's unfortunate, but that's what we've got to do. So I'm going to finish that tomorrow, probably start mowing if it doesn't rain. We're finally having the fans installed. We went out and picked out new fans for the sunroom and the master bedroom way back in May or June, and it's taken this long to get the fans in, get the right parts, the down rods and the electrical components, and to schedule it. There's going to be one hell of a Yelp review for this company in Fairlawn by the time we finally get these things in. It's been absolutely ridiculous, horrible experience, but we'll see tomorrow if they can handle installing them and making them work. I'm exhausted and frustrated. I'm gonna go to bed. We'll talk tomorrow on Wednesday, actually. Good night.